Welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time since we last looked at Bitcoin. And for the past couple of weeks, we're starting to see the price stabilize and slowly trending up. So I've been getting a lot of questions about, well, has Bitcoin finally found bottom at around the 18,000? And is that in the process of reversing direction? Let's see if we can figure this out. But for those who are new to my channel, let me just quickly go through this graph here. First of all, the data I have for Bitcoin is to about 8:49 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on July the 23rd. This line is representing the 200 days moving average. The white line representing the 50 days. The red line representing the 10 days moving average. And finally, the gray shaded area is the Bollinger Band. Now, Bitcoin topped out at around 69,000 back around November of last year. After that, the price pulled back. And if we look at how Bitcoin pulled back, it's very easy to explain. You can see it pulled back, set up this little inverted flag. Price broke down, dropped below the prior low. That caused the price to break down. And then it's setting up another inverted flag. At this point here, it was trending up. But the minute it tested 200 days moving average, get rejected. And then the price pulled back. Retested the prior low, but broke down. After that, we saw the price continue to pull back. And at this point, it set up another inverted flag, broke down, dropped below this prior low, caused the price to continue to drop. Bitcoin hit a low of around 17.4 on June the 17th. After that, the price stabilized, and right now it is trading at a little bit over 22,000. If we look at the pattern, there is that possibility that Bitcoin is forming another inverted flag. And if the price were to break down, drop below 17.4, based on the distance from this point to this point, we can project it that the target for Bitcoin, if it ever break down and drop below 17.4, would be at around 11,000. That would definitely be a possibility, and I would consider that as a worst case scenario. Now, how about a more optimistic scenario where 17.4 could potentially be the bottom as part of the pullback, and that Bitcoin would slowly continue to stabilize and then in the very near future begin this new bull run? Can something like this happen? The answer is definitely a yes. Now, let's take a look at all the indicators. First of all, when Bitcoin reached an all-time high back around April of 2021, we had this pullback. When Bitcoin retraced, it dropped all the way down to about 29,000. And at this point, it stabilized. As you can see, we are starting to see volume pick up, and the price stabilized around that, broke out of this resistance and continued to trend higher. Another thing that we see is, as part of this breakout, the 10 days moving average crossed over the 50 days, and then finally we see the 50 days cross over the 200 days. That gave us the golden cross. After that, Bitcoin established another all-time high. So when we look at what's happening right now, at 17.4 volume pickup. So this indicates there is definitely strong support at this level. The price slowly trending up, volume pick up a little bit. And another thing is the 10-day is about to cross over and leap the 50-day. So definitely there is a possibility for Bitcoin to continue this uptrend. The key is it has to cross over this prior low. If it crosses over this prior low, somewhere around this point, likely it's going to retest the 200 days moving average. If a rejection at the 200 days and the price breakdown, that could be trouble as well, because this is what we've seen a few months ago. As you can see, the price after Bitcoin reached an all-time high, it started to pull back. Then we have the similar scenario where it formed this inverted flag. The price dropped to a low about 33,000, slowly pull up. Then at this point, we saw the 10-day cross over the 50 days. Bitcoin continued to trend up, but the minute it tested the 200 days, it got rejected. Then after that, the price broke down. That is something that we definitely do not want to see happen again. What we would really like to see is, at this point, there would be enough buying support to allow Bitcoin to cross over this 200 days moving average. If Bitcoin could do that, then we are looking at the possibility for the next bull run. All right, so in a nutshell, we have looked at the pessimistic scenario, which is around 11,000. The optimistic scenario, where we could potentially see Bitcoin run to about 35,000 and then begin the next bull run. So realistically, which direction would Bitcoin likely move? Is that this way or that way? The answer is within the next couple of weeks, depending on how the price move, will really dictate as to which direction it would likely move. And to decipher that, let's take a look at the shorter time frame, which is the 4-hour chart. All right, this is the 4-hour chart. And what I like to do is zoom in so that we can see this area from this point on. So let's just zoom in. All right, so what we have here is after the price broke down, found bottom at 17.4 and began to trend up. So what we have here is it could potentially setting up another inverted flag. Let's just draw the flag. What we can do is connect from this point to that point and just extend that up to cover this high point as well as this point. And basically what we have here is an inverted flag. This is the pole, this is the flag. Normally with an inverted flag, we tend to expect if the price breakdown drop below this prior low, then we're looking at the possibility for 11,000 is definitely there. However, there is a way to negate this flag. Right now, Bitcoin, after reaching about 25.5, it retraced. It is trading at 22,000. If we connect this high, low, and extend it down. So what we have here is a mini bull flag. As part of this trending down, there is a possibility that the price would do something like this. What we really need is for Bitcoin to find bottom, and the bottom has to be higher than this prior low. The minute it finds a bottom and reverse direction, we need to see it break out of the resistance of this downward channel. If it can break out of this and continue to trend up, then we like to see Bitcoin be able to break out of the resistance of this upward channel here as part of this flag. If it could do that, it could potentially negate this inverted flag. Then we will look at the potential for the uptrend to continue. The key is when Bitcoin trend up, it has to cross over this prior low. And this prior low here is roughly at around 26,000. So right now, for me, I will continue to observe the price. First thing is, as part of this downtrend, I want to see at what price point that would potentially be the bottom as part of this pullback. If the bottom is higher than this prior low, and then the price begin to reverse direction and trend up, that would be a good sign that the uptrend would continue. The next key price is at 26,000. A rejection at 26,000, and then somehow as part of this pullback, if the price drop below this prior low, that could potentially be a triple sign as well. So let's say if I were to trade Bitcoin, right now, Bitcoin is trending down within this downward channel. I don't know really whether or not it would drop or it would bounce. So at this point in time, I would just sit and wait. The minute Bitcoin break out of the resistance of this mini channel, let's say if I am taking risk and if I am betting on the price would continue to trend up, then I would buy at this point. But normally I don't do that. What I would prefer to do is once Bitcoin cross over 26,000, that when I would establish my position, because it's a lot safer to buy at this point. The probability for the price to continue to trend higher once it crosses over this prior low is much higher. Right now, the price is still bouncing up and down within this channel. So there is still a high probability for the price to break down while Bitcoin is inside this flag. So guys, that's my 2 cents regarding to how I see Bitcoin. There's still a lot more challenges for Bitcoin. And right now, Bitcoin is really trending depending on how the stock market trend. If we see the market continue to recover, then we could potentially look at Bitcoin cross over the 26,000. If the stock market continue to retrace, then there's always that possibility for Bitcoin to even drop lower than the 17.4. So in summary, what we need to do is just sit and observe. The minute Bitcoin cross over 26,000, then the potential for more upside is very high. But while it is still below 26,000, there is still high probability for Bitcoin to reverse direction and trend lower. That's it. Give me a like if you appreciate this content. And if you like this sort of boring videos, make sure to click that subscribe button and turn on notifications.